Good morning. Today is March 6th. It is Saturday. It's about 21 degrees outside. You got a decent wind chill going, so it's probably more about, I don't know, probably 11 degrees out. And we are in the southeastern portion of the local vigilance area today. We're going to go into an area we were in a couple of months ago, but haven't been in a couple of months, so we're going to be checking out this area for tracks and the like and see what we find. Much like any other winter day, and in the next few weeks we will be making our way back into the Green Mountains to revisit things in there as the travel restrictions have lightened up. I think I might have mentioned that in a previous video, but if you're vaccinated you can go without quarantining, so I'm able to get up there so long as I have my credentials for that, and I do. So we'll be going that way, and other than that, let's hit well, we're not going to be on trails, so let's hit the woods and see what we find. Thanks. We're making our way in. The snow, a little softer than it was on Tuesday, in some spots anyway. Also probably doesn't hurt that I'm wearing ice spikes today, just because the walk-in was rather icy, so I allowed for that. Last time I came here, I had forgotten to bring them, and the conditions were, it was weird because it was so cold. On Tuesday, it was like 15 degrees out. The wind chill was like -5. And the snow had set up so hard. It was like walking on stone. I mean, it was literally rock hard. I've never... It's rare. It's like only this time of year that you'll run into that. Like late February in the first week or two of March, and then everything starts, what I guess I call the slush season, when things start to slowly melt. And that's when you're kind of in a doldrums period for doing this, because the snow is not there. Tracking is kind of subpar. That being said, I'm looking around looking for tracks, and within the immediate vicinity I'm not finding any. We're walking towards a beaver pond. Maybe we'll find some signs of life down there. For record, I mentioned this in the Tuesday video. This is the area where, off in that direction, a couple of months ago, I may have had something kind of mirroring my footsteps and following me briefly, which part of the reason for a follow-up is that curious to see if we can find any new activity that way in here. Although with the crunching in the snow, the stealth factor is not going to be there. Can't help that. And now that I'm in the tree line, I don't think I really need the spikes, but walking in, there's a telltale sign of some snowmobile activity, and that has degenerated into straight up just ice. So getting up that would have been interesting without the help. So, but let's see what's going on at the beaver pond. Yeah, I just looked at my tracks. They're not very deep at all. The snow is still set up pretty hard. Here's one of the many weirdly formed trees in here. Kind of weird how it grew like that. But there's a bunch of that kind of stuff over further to the right. But there may be signs of life here. Let's see what we got. This, oops, right here is going to be Bambi tracks going through, so there is some signs of life. But it's basically been the norm. Somebody's hiked through here too, so those are the boot tracks. So people are in here. We're not so far away from civilization that you don't have the occasional human traffic in here too. But let's see what we have down by the water line. See how the beaver family's been doing. beaver lodge is kind of snow covered. I'll show you that in a second. Well, there's two actually. There's one over there and one, hold on. I have a tree in the way. And the one over there, so. All right, so it auto-saved again. I've learned the hard way that auto-saving, you gotta let it save and not just like pop the battery because you corrupt the file doing that. Here is a, damn it. If you can see it, let me move. So over here you have like a bedding area where the deer were. Seem to find those fairly often. But let's make our way kind of like parallel here and see how we do. Sorry, hold on. Ow. Sorry about that. So, we'll make our way this way. Set of tracks. These might actually be newer because they didn't really sink into the snow and they're on the harder snow, so they may be more recent. But they also look like deer tracks. So my theory on Tuesday was to stay in the lower elevations and stay out of the wind. Up here, we're kind of like in the wind, and there's definitely some wind chill to be factored in. So once again, the camera's tolerance to cold and auto-saving and the like will do the best we can. We had some issues on Tuesday with it. But again, it's functionally about 12 degrees out, so there's really not a lot you can do about it, unfortunately. The lovely perils of winter filming and the like. I don't think I took the best way through here. I thought for a moment I knew what the heck I was doing. I would. Sorry. Minor wardrobe situation. Yeah, you didn't take the best path. I used to have literally in the damn prickers. We're gonna go through this and get out of the prickers. And make our way to easier travels. Sorry. Let's keep going. But other than the exploration factor of the time of year, I think we're probably in for a lot of what we had on Tuesday, which is just cold wind and just the conditions that you have. More deer tracks. Surprisingly, as I said on Tuesday, I haven't seen a lot in the way of moose tracks, actually. Because with the hardness of the snow, that's one animal that would probably have tracks that would stand out, given their size and their weight. And the fact that they basically come down on a hard, hoofed surface, with about 600 to 800 pounds underneath it. So, kind of walking over a fallen branch. Got to be a little careful of that. So, we're kind of like parallel to the beaver pond right now, heading. There's another meadow bog. I think this one has water, and then the one further over, which we're not going to probably get all the way out there today. Just given the cold and the wind, I think that we're going to stay on this side of the stream. I can maneuver this BS. Alright, so we had another autosave. We're going to just probably have to keep rolling with that. But again, let the thing actually finish saving. Hopefully we rescue the file. Last time it got over itself doing that. More deer tracks. Everybody seems to be going that way, so apparently if you're a deer, that's where the party is. Or they're just meandering through, like eating this pricker stuff or whatever. You're probably that time of year where food for them is a little bit scarce, so they're having a tough time. But I'm surprised to find that bedding area here too, because that would put them right in the wind. And it is cold today. Not as cold as Tuesday, but cold enough. But as we make our way this way, you can tell we're out in the open in the wind again because the snow is getting harder and tracks are fairly shallow. Probably going down about 2 inches maybe at the top. The snow itself is more like 6 to 8 inches deep. But normally under other conditions that would be worthy of snowshoeing, but with it being this hard, you're basically just walking on top of the surface of the swim fins. The trudge factor is really not that bad right now. You break down a little bit, but it's not really enough to make walking so hindered. So for the point of reference, where my footsteps were mimicked or whatever, were in the spot up there in the hill. I don't know if I can. There you go, up in there. But all right, let us continue. More recent tracks of something, but again, they're shallow, so they're probably recent. When the snow got harder, it didn't make as big a dent. I wonder if I'd be going in as deep if I didn't have the spikes on. Basically, I had to reroute around this fallen branch here. This thing. Not quite a superstition, but I just don't think it's wise to go under it. More from a widowmaker factor. So, yeah, so like I said before, the return to Vermont, at least for the first look at conditions, is within a month away. Today is the 6th, and so as we get into April, we'll move more into that. I'm thinking probably first week in April we'll get in there. Definitely in the first 2 weeks of April we'll find our way over there. Because although there is a tree break right there, it could be wind, definitely no shortage of it, but this area, other than the incident that I was kind of vaguely following up on today, it's been quiet here this time of year. Normally you'll get activity this time of year. This is kind of like the window to perk up in local vigilance. Is the conditions basically are up north it's still cold, but down here it's more mild. And this year that's not the case. It's been mild some days, but you have cold enough days too where that's not a likelihood. So I don't think that the southern population has come south to the point where they're in this area. I just haven't seen signs of it. And I have been out fairly regularly, so when they're around, they normally do give themselves away if you show up on the right day when there's nobody around and you surprise them. This year, deep spot. This year that has not happened. So all right, so the second meadow, probably about 100 feet or two up ahead through this stuff, and I'm probably going to regroup. No, you know what? I'm not going through that stuff. We did that the last time. I got it pinched up. We're going to go around. It's not that far out of the way. Okay, I'm sinking deeper into this stuff. Intermittently, anyway. All right, maybe more like 200 feet ahead, but I can see it. Okay. All right, starting to sink deeper now. It's where I was. Nice tree break right here. Nothing out of the ordinary though. That could be wind. The ones that stand out more for me are the ones that are like a twist, because that wasn't just like a random wind effect. That something had to interact with it. Those are the more telling ones for me. So the more disappointing thing for me today is we're basically finding these, sorry, if I'm getting these, which are basically vaguely defined deer tracks. Nothing else really that interesting around, just Bambi making his rounds. But we're not all the way to where we're going to get to yet, but we are literally, actually, the stride length, these could be, because they're kind of paralleling and they're shorter stride, these could be coyote actually. I spoke too soon. They could actually be coyote. So the stream is right here. I'm not going to actually try to cross it because you can't really see where the water and the snow mix up, and rather than get feet wet, again, it is 15 degrees. I don't want my feet wet. Frostbite I don't need, so we're going to work our way over to the side of the meadow on this side, which I have not done before. Last time I was here, I crossed the meadow and went in from that side. We're going to not do that today. We're going to clumsily trudge our way over there and get up next to the meadow anyway. We parallel Bambi's course here a little bit. Well, Bambi's going that way. I'm trying to get around some fallen limbs here. This stuff. But for a quick pan of the area, we're in this kind of stuff. It's like open up hardwood stuff, but with a couple of pine trees here and there and the odd laurel patch. but that's further over behind where I just came from. But, okay, so now that we're down a little bit in a dip, let's see if I don't know if you can tell the gradual rise up that way, but we're down in a dip right now, so the wind isn't quite so bad. The day's not really that bad without the wind. The wind is really the contributing factor. Like in any winter day, you get in a rough patch of wind and it gets freezing. But trying to make our way over here. Normally I would have seg braked by now, but we just didn't do that today, so I guess we're going for the long, gradual arrival at the meadow. Here are some tracks. They kind of following the little stream bed here. They indeterminate, but they look like they're people. So why would people be out here, you ask? Well, the deer are about, and deer season, the shorter version of it, is within a couple of weeks. So they might be scouting out here. The early birds, anyway. Trying to get through this patch here and angle over towards the meadow, but okay, hold on. I do need to take a sec break. I had a minor malfunction. But we're back. Alright, we've more or less made our way towards the meadow, which is over there. Another one of those big gnarled trees that you can kind of, one day I'm going to get this thing to go the right way. You can kind of see it kind of grows in that weird, you know what, thank you. Anyway, you just got to witness a camera doofus moment, so. It's one of those moments where this is definitely deer tracks, where, and he was digging right there for something. One of those moments where you have to laugh at yourself, because if you can't, you know, good luck with that. So, how do I get close to the water's edge or whatever here? That is a marsh. That's where there's water under that. You can get your feet up there. If memory serves from 2 months ago. Go through here. Try to bob and weave. Nope. The stream kind of cuts us off, actually. So, let me think. We're going to go around this over there and see if I can jump over there to get closer. If that stupid little pine branch doesn't try to trip me anymore.